Hi, Sascha here. I'd like to welcome you to this video. It's going to be a bit longer. I have not posted for a while anywhere because I was collecting a few experiences and I like to present them to you now in this way. And it's a bit longer because I have experienced a couple of things and I like to highlight what I have experienced by the different stages. And I like to show how my life is flowing, like how I'm living. And I like to do it in that way. And I hope you like it and you get to explore a bit of Europe. Yeah. So that's my first introduction. I greatly appreciate that you are here with me and enjoy. Let's start with Holland. The whole experience mostly has been in Europe. And because this summer I was in Europe, it's about summer 2022. And it started around May, I guess. I have been living in Dresden and then I had the feeling I like to go to Holland to visit a friend of mine. And this is in Amsterdam. I have not taken many pictures in Amsterdam because I have been there for a couple of times. So this is just one picture. I still had a bit longer hair in my face. And I was visiting Tom, whom you are seeing in the Tesla. That was also like such a surprise. I always, when we are meeting, we are experiencing great things. And he was signing up to do a test drive with a Tesla. I did not know. I just came with him. And we were driving to that castle. Like, it's a beautiful place. And also the drive was really nice, which you're going to see now. The phone is my nose. Yeah. Driving a Tesla is really great. It's really fast, like the acceleration is really going really nice. And I do not know if you picked it up, although I was filming and then he accelerated that I hit my nose with the phone, so it was really fun. Yeah, and here you see Tom with Vike and me. Vike is his soon-to-be wife. And we are standing in Amsterdam in front of a special theater. In Amsterdam, many things are possible. And we went in there and it's like you're sitting in a cinema and on stage they have live sex. It's quite a touristy thing to do, and Tom and Vike, they did not, even though Vike is from Holland and she has been living in Amsterdam for quite a while. Although she came and we had such a great time. It was really great. Like, oh, I can definitely recommend it. Even it's a bit more expensive, although it's so much fun. It's really a lot of fun to see. Not only the pairs which have sex, also, there are also some women who are doing just some expressions and like, yeah, really great. And from Amsterdam, I went to Rotterdam. I like to see a couple of different places, and I have been to Rotterdam before, yet I felt like, yeah, I like to have a look. And Amsterdam is a very, like it has a lot of charm with its old buildings, which are sometimes not very straight. They are a bit tangled, and it's really beautiful with all the canals. Rotterdam, on the other side, is very different. It's very modern and very artistic, very creative. And like modern in that way, you see the Central Railway Station here. The Erasmus Bridge, which is really nice, also with the weather, it was really nice to see. Along the harbor, I was walking there. And here you see especially these buildings in the back to the right there with these small windows. They look like eyes. Yeah, and like also very colorful with the building next to it, very yellowish and blue, nice contrasts. Yeah, I thought it's very, very artistic, and I really liked it. from that perspective. Although I did not enjoy the people as much there. I definitely prefer people in Amsterdam. Okay, that was a short episode. I then went to Germany. I visited a friend of mine, Etienne, and we were visiting together another friend, Ludwig van Beethoven. So this is in Bonn. Is it Bonn? Yes, it is Bonn. And already when I was in Holland, I received a message, an email. I was just in a newsletter if I like to do a job. And I replied and I organized it, and it ended up Etienne came with me. Sometimes I enjoy going on fairs and on conferences, and I represent them because these jobs are so easy and so well paid. And I do them in different cities, as you are going to see now. On the way there, the fair was in Stuttgart, where also Etienne came with me then. This is in Mainz. It was just a city I stopped, and I have not been before, and it was quite nice. In Stuttgart, we only, because it was with very short notice, we could not have a long setup, finding somewhere easy to stay. So I have experience living in a car in Australia. Some of you might know that I do that, and others maybe not. So it's new. I can definitely recommend it because I love it. It's so great. It's so much freedom. And yeah, because we were two, I had to plan on a bigger car. And in Germany, there are two apps, Getaround and Snapcar, where you can rent cars from everyone who puts them there. And I organized this big car, this big Dodge, and it already had a mattress in the back. So it was perfect for Etienne and me. And we were going to a conference and representing them, got paid very well, and we shared the cost for it, living in the car. There would have been no other accommodation for us, so that was the only possibility basically. And it ended up beautifully well. And that was in Stuttgart. Because then I was in that kind of flow of doing these kind of jobs. I also went to the DFB Pokal final, like the final of the German Soccer Cup, Football Club Cup. And it's in the Olympiastadion in Berlin. I would not have gone as a guest. Although I got paid to be there and I had to do like not much, just looking good. And we were standing there at the loge and were watching it. Like, yeah, it was really great. And I would not have done it if I would not have been paid for it. Like, I love these jobs. Just to give you an impression of it. I was standing there at the Freiburg fans, although I'm supporting more Leipzig. Some pyro. Yeah, and from there I slept in the bus because the next day already, the next job already started. So I went straight from the Pokalfinale into the bus. I drove across Germany to Bonn, or to Cologne. I was again renting a car, and I was here at the former Bundestag in Germany in Bonn, where there was a conference from ESA, it's the European Space Agency. So there I was representing the European Space Agency at their event. And it's at the old Bundestag in that building, because when Germany was divided, the Bundestag was in Bonn, and they built for 20 years. They planned and built this building, and then it moved to Berlin, so it's basically not used much. Yeah, and that was the car I was sleeping in. A Golf, VW Golf, and I could put over the back seats, and I was sleeping very well. And then I went up to Hamburg, and I rented this car because I had a conference it was a fair in Hanover, and I rented this car. And also there were no back seats, so it was enough space. It's a very small car, yet it went very well. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, really great. If I would not do that, I would not have the opportunity to go to these different cities and take on these jobs, and they are really well paid. Just to give you an impression, up to, you sometimes see like 22 euro per hour. I got between 15 to 20 euro per hour. And then it's like 5-6 days in a row with like 8 to 10 hours. Yeah, it's quite well paid. And you just are not doing much. It's really cool. So if you're a student, it's the perfect student job. I highly recommend it. And this is the last one I did during that period. It's at the ILA, Internationale Luft- und Raumfahrttechnik in Berlin. And that's the first only electrical plane. It's from Aston Martin, I think. No, Rolls-Royce. Yeah, and I was actually representing the government there, the Ministry of Economy and Climate Action, it's called, I think. I did not know before. I do not know if I would have represented them. Yeah, so that was really nice. And from there I went to Dart. Back when I was in Holland and I was visiting Tom, he asked me if I like to come to Azora with them, because they are in a bigger group, and I said yes. And then I liked the Facebook page, and Azora is a big festival with more like Goa music, and I love techno. And they started a second festival called Dart, where there is techno. So I went to the techno festival as well, and I was only going by myself. I wrote them before if I could volunteer, and they said yes. So for the whole festival, which went from Friday to Sunday, and I already went there on Wednesday, I only paid the bus and something to eat at the supermarket, which came out like less than 50 euro for like basically from Wednesday to Tuesday, almost a week experience going to Hungary and then back to Germany. 50 euro to have like an amazing festival experience. I did not take many pictures. This is something quite iconic for this area. I will show you later also Azora, so there are a few more impressions. Just this is something, they build lots of great things, and the unique thing about this festival is it stands all year. They are not putting it down after the festival, it stays. So it's really great. And this is the main stage of Dart, me standing there, and now I show some video impressions. Oh, yeah, they have like very beautiful things, like at a festival. That was at the beginning when the music then started. They had this tractor and people were walking behind it to the main stage, which is very far. It's a huge area and a bit too big for Dart. Just for Azora, it's great. And here we're walking to the beginning. There were some dancers. Better music. That's then like the mixing of the people with the dancers. Anthony Rodder is the DJ. And then it's in the night. And that's my music. I love it. Just to give you some different examples of the music which was played there, was really great. And also in the night it's very dark and you have this stage there with these heads lighted, like it was really great. I really enjoyed it. And that's the kind of techno I really like. And then you're dancing there in the darkness, just by yourself, going heavy. I think that was like 3 in the night. That was at a Dome, different stage, already on Sunday then. A little bit different. Yeah, and in terms of music, I really enjoyed the art. It was absolutely gorgeous. Like the music was fantastic. After the festival, because I met some people, we were going back to Budapest, and there is like a park called Sziget. There's also a festival happening there. And they have like this it's an island on the Donau, and there they have this fountain, and I really like that fountain, so I included it. Yes. So then, after that, we are back to Germany. And I went back to Dresden because I still had my apartment. Although now I'm in the process of sub-renting it. So it became clear that I like to move out, even I thought I'm staying longer. That's also, I cannot commit to anything long term, because always when I do, it comes different. So I thought I'm going to stay longer in Dresden, just then it became clear, no, I do not. So I was in the process of getting another tenant for my apartment. And when I was there was like a nice parade going through Dresden. And there were like people on the streets, like thousands. It was really great, and of course with great music. And if you have been to Dresden, or if you have not, Dresden is wonderful. Like the architecture along the Elbe, it's gorgeous. It's my favorite city in Germany. It's wonderful, and I really enjoyed living there. And I really enjoyed this parade. Yeah, really great. And when I was there, I was also, I'm in different Facebook groups and they are really good to connect. And in one Facebook group, because as you probably know, I eat a raw vegan diet, mainly plant-based. And in one group about raw vegans, they asked if someone is from nearby. And I said, yes. And if I would be open for an interview, I said, yes. So um, one journalist of the newspaper, they came and we were having an interview. And it was like a huge article, like it was a whole page. I did not know. Although, yeah, it was really good. And it was not only in the newspaper in Dresden, also in my home area. So when it came out, many people were writing me and saying like, hey, I read your article in the newspaper. Really cool. Yeah, like a big page in the newspaper. It's great. And then it became clear I had something in mind that I go to Tallinn because I had a summer school there. I explained that soon. And on the way there, I really like to go to the Egyptian Museum in Berlin. I absolutely love Egyptian culture and the knowledge which is available for us there, which they know and were aware back then. And in Berlin, there's actually a really good museum. So I just show you some impressions from there. It's like a tomb. Me standing there. The thing which I have to mention is they are moving it. They are moving it back to Egypt. So I think this year is the last time where you can see it in that state. They might reduce only some things and it might still be Egyptian museum, although lots of it is going back to Egypt. I mean, which is fair because, yeah, it's from Egypt. And that's Nofreteta, the most famous piece in the museum. Although I did not really like it that much. There's like a big hype around her, although, yeah, I do not think she's that beautiful or that sculpture. Now let's go to Vilnius. Because I go to Tallinn, I thought, well, I might stop in Vilnius and in Riga and somewhere else on the way because I have not been there and I like to see it. And these are the Baltic states. They are really in Northern Europe. They are really interesting to me because the male-female ratio is different. In Germany, it's like there are slightly more men than women. And in the Baltics and also Russia, for example, there are more women than men. It's a whole different dynamic and you can really feel it. And Vilnius was my first stop. So this is, yeah, a bit further away from the city center. It's the smallest of the three cities, of the three capitals. I think it has around 400,000 inhabitants, the capital, Vilnius. It's actually my favorite city because it's the least developed. Still you have some nice architecture and the feeling is very eloquent, elegant, charmant. It has charm, so it's really nice and it's the cheapest. There's always something happening. They really like to go out a lot too. It's very Christian, like it's quite a strong religious presence there. It looks beautiful. I was just walking along the street and there was a choir singing and I thought it's really nice.
Ja, może, moment.
Yeah, I just thought it's really nice. And then I went to Riga. That's the capital of Latvia. And it's the biggest city of these three. And it has amazing architecture. The buildings are really, really nice, and thus has also a modern part. Um, yeah, it's really nice. I enjoyed exploring it, and I could really see myself living there for a while because there's a lot going on for even a couple of months. Although it's really strong Christian religion. That's my favorite building. It's absolutely, yeah, I was sitting there just for hours and looking at it. I do not know if you know about Tartary. It's quite interesting that our history might be completely different to what everyone believes, and they were building in a very similar way all around the world. And this building is quite an iconic example for this kind of architecture because how it's structured with the thing on the top, which was used as an energy anything to create it or to any, yeah, it's not really known at the moment, although very interesting. It has, Riga has also a river dividing like the very traditional part, historical part, and the more modern part. The more modern part is to the right, and there you have some art, and yeah, it's a nice city. And now I write Tallinn because I stayed in Tallinn for most of the time, even though the beginning, it's from a festival. There's a website called goabase.net, and all festivals around the world can advertise their event there or open air or any party in relation to Goa or techno music. It's an amazing platform, and you can really find really great music. Um, and I found this perfectly happening at the right time for me, so I went there. I think I was the only German there, and that's very rare that you are somewhere and there's no other German, although it's very local. It was not very big. And because it's so local and so north in Europe, they had a sauna because they are big sauna people at the festival. And the weather was not so nice. That was a bit a downside. It was raining for quite a bit, although still manageable, not too much. It was very small. I enjoyed being there. People were nice. That's Opus. Everyone was really hyped about them. I thought like, okay, they're okay. I'm more to this. Yeah. And now I'm in Tallinn. I knew I go to Tallinn because I saw there's a summer school. Sometimes universities they offer that you can study there or learn about something in a short period during summer. And there was a course about short film production. So I signed up for it because it was not super expensive. Sometimes you can pay for just a week 2,000-3,000 euro for a summer school. That's not worth it. And in Tallinn, it was very fairly priced, and it was also for 3 weeks, cheap accommodation. And I thought, yeah, it's going to be great. I did one before in Maribor a couple of years ago, so I knew it's great. This summer school experience. And Tallinn is really nice because it's located on the ocean. So you have this nice mix of city and immediately with the beach. It's really nice. And the East Sea, you could go very far in. It's very warm water. during summer it's amazing. It's really nice. Also really nice buildings, very nice architecture. I did not take too many pictures because this video is more about how my life is flowing and I just like to show you a few things which I do alone. They have really different architecture, like houses like this are very common in Estonia, and you do not see any house like this in Germany. None is like that. Very, very beautifully made, I feel. I really like that. So it was really enjoyable just to walk through the streets and look at the architecture. And they had a good club too. And that's our group. I love that picture. I did not include more of what we did. Like I was there for 3 weeks with all of these people. And we learned a lot about short film production from the beginning to the end. And we were producing a short film. And I'm going to show the short film now to you. Which I was part of. We were different groups. We produced in total, I think, 5. And me and my group, we were doing this one. We are closing.
Sorry, you dropped something.
You can sleep at home.
Trying to solve a mystery?
Maybe.
Can I join you?
What do you think? Did you enjoy it? I think it was quite nice. Yeah, and then on the last day, I immediately had to go straight with the bus from Northern Europe to Hungary. It was 36 hours on the bus and then another 2 on the train. It was alright. It was really quite right. Because zour was happening, and because Tom was asking me to come with him, I said yes. And zour, immediately when I came, it's like much bigger, lots of people. That was the line right at the beginning. There were, I had to wait for quite a while. And like it goes far down, like it's really big, lots of people. It was amazing because of the people I went with. Our group with Tom, as you know now, and all others, and not all are on the picture. It was fantastic because of the people I went with. zour in general, it was not the greatest experience, to be honest. I also left earlier than I thought. Just the beginning was really nice. This is like the opening ceremony and it looks gorgeous. That's really cool. And I show you now the beginning. We were sitting there. You can really feel the excitement because it's going to start soon. There was no music until then on the big stages. And you can see how many people, like, it's full. And it's not only full there, also when you look at the back, it's all full with people. And they were riding the horses around the fire to light up the big fire. And now they start.
Whoa! Whoa! That is so crazy! Whoa! Wow!
it's really exciting. Like all people were running to the main stage and do like so many, and there are still so many. It just does not stop. You hear different music. That's Goa. It's okay, just not my favorite. Like, there's a difference to techno. It was just great with so many people. Yeah. So that was a Zora. At least like that was the beginning of it. And then, yeah, the experience itself, it's too long to talk about. There were some amazing things. There were some things which I did not enjoy. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm not sure if I would go again. I think there are maybe others which I would enjoy more. Therefore, it was a great experience in general. Yeah, although I left earlier, and because I was quite down in Hungary, in almost South Europe, I've been to Bosnia before, and I knew, or I've heard back then, that there are pyramids, like in Egypt, just bigger. And back then I had a Bosnian friend, and I asked him like, do you know about the pyramids? And he said, no, it's not existing. And I believed him because I thought like, ah, he's living there, he must know. No, they exist. Well, on the way I went through Zagreb, just to show you I was in Zagreb too. And that's it. Do you see it? I know it's covered still. Just, yeah, that's a pyramid. It's covered with soil, and it's more than two times bigger than the biggest in Egypt. They did some seismological measurements, and they know that the Earth is very different in these areas. They have mapped it out, and this is the biggest. You can walk up there, and it's like an energy center. It's built, and on top there's like an energy stream coming up. And it's proven that it's existing, although like regular science is not accepting it. They did measurements with this bitumen or cement, and it's the oldest found on Earth. It's 34,000 years old, and it's more compact than the cement we do today. And that's like, yeah, what's underneath the soil. So there are pyramids in Bosnia, and they are, or at least one is definitely bigger than the one in Egypt. And from there I went to Schloss Neuschwanstein in Germany, Castle Neuschwanstein. It's a gorgeous castle. I really love it. In Germany there was this promotion that you could go all through Germany for just €9 for 3 months. Like every month it was €9, and you could take all the regional trains, no fast trains, all the regional ones. And I was using it straight at the beginning in June. Then I left Germany for July, although I came back now in August. And immediately at the beginning I thought, I really like to go to Schloss Neuschwanstein because it's such an iconic German thing. And it's so south in Germany, it's quite far away from where I live or where I'm from. So yeah, I went there when I came back up from Bosnia. and the whole area there is nice with the Alps and the high mountains and the lakes and the castle. Like, this is another castle. It's not Neuschwanstein. It's just very close to it. Yeah. And there's one bridge where you stand and you have the best view of it. People are walking on the bridge. Yeah, it's a very beautiful castle. I really can recommend going to see it. That's it. That was just one impression of a city. Maybe you can guess right where it is. I just like the pictures because, yeah, that's why I'm including it. I did one afternoon taking the train from where I live to Berlin, which is 5 hours. Oh, now I gave it away. Yeah, I drove to Berlin and I danced through the night in a club, and then I took the trains back. And when I was there, I took the pictures just to listen to great Berlin music. Yeah, so that's the end of my presentation. You've just seen the highlights of 4 months of my life. Yeah. That's how I live. That's what I do. And yeah. Thank you for your attention. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the different experiences, adventures, things you've seen. That's how my life is flowing. Now I go to Munich to go on a conference and a seminar and a fair. Then I go to Hanover to another fair, like September. I'm going to do this again. I really enjoy that. And then my planes and buses are booked to go to Malaysia and to Perth. So I'm going a bit further away from Germany again for winter, which is summer in Australia. So that's what's ahead for me. That's it. Thank you very much. If you like to know more in detail what I believe are the cores why I am enjoying a life flowing like this, so freely to different countries and places, doing enjoyable things and having money streaming to you, I also write books, so you can check them out. And yeah, if we are connected already, I'm definitely looking forward to meet you again. I hope we do that soon. Until then, enjoy every moment.